A really important day over on the hardwood as an in-state rivalry ends in an unexpected blowout. Someone drops 32 points to single-handedly will their team to victory, and more movement in the ACC standings. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ACC Uprising. My name is Grant Mitchell, and we're here to recap what happened out there on the hardwood on Tuesday. Some really big performances all across the conference, and I'm here to break them down for each and every one of you. Now, quick disclaimer, my apologies if I don't look or sound too good. I'm fighting through a pretty bad illness. In all honesty, it was last night was pretty miserable, but I owe it to you guys to get in front of this camera. And, March Madness is coming up. Selection Sunday is coming up. Conference tournament, obviously, coming up. And every result from this point on is crucial. And there were some big ones that we do need to go over. So, guys, if you are a fan of ACC football, basketball, whatever it is, we cover every single sport. Well, that's not true. We cover the major sports, and we cover every single team right here at ACC Uprising. So, we might mention your team in this video, and if we don't, I can guarantee you they will be coming up in a future video. So hit that like button and help support the content here on the channel. And again, just help support the ACC in general. Subscribe if you're new around here so you never miss out on daily uploads. And as always, throw your thoughts down in the comments section below. So let's start off with the headliner from Tuesday night, which is that NC State blew out North Carolina 82-58. On the losing side of things, Zayden High and Jaron Stevenson led the team in scoring at only 13 points each. You could really notice the lack of firepower without Wilson out there. The Tar Heels also shot just 32% from the floor and 15% from three. On the other side, Quadir Copeland led the way for NC State with 20 points, and the team as a whole shot 48% from the floor and 45% from three. UNC's offense without Wilson was settling for bad shots. It was very apparent that they had to shift their offensive style, and when you don't have somebody out there giving you an easy 20 points every single night, things are going to change. Normally, if you look at the season averages, 43% of UNC's shots are three-pointers. In this game, 55% of them were, so a 12% increase, and again, they only shot 15% from three on their three-point attempts. So the Tar Heels are now only 1-1 without Caleb Wilson. They were also down 3 to Miami, but went on to lose by 9 when he checked out of the game in which he suffered the left-hand fracture. He originally subbed out of the game, came back out on the court, but then tried to play a little and then ended up leaving with 14 minutes left in the game. And again, they go from down 3 to ultimately losing by 9. However, a kernel of optimism. According to UNC coach Hubert Davis, Wilson is learning to play with a cast on his non-shooting hand and is gearing up to return, quote, soon. So we will see exactly what that means. Wilson is averaging 19.8 points, 9.4 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.4 blocks on nearly 58% shooting, and he is very rightfully a projected top 5 pick. However, all those accolades mean nothing if you can't win the games, and I understand that he was not there in this game, but the team that won was NC State, and that was a very big, very momentous win for them. Aside from not just crushing an in-state rival, but the Wolfpack are now 10-4 in the ACC and 19-8 overall. They are ahead of UNC, which is 8-5 in the ACC and 20-6 overall, putting them 1.5 games behind NC State and tying them with Louisville in the conference standings. Speaking of Louisville, the 21st ranked Cardinals were defeated by SMU 95-85. Jaron Pierre Jr. had 25, Boopy Miller had 23, and Corey Washington had 18 for the Mustangs. The team also shot 58, 47, 83 shooting splits, and it's hard to beat that. Additionally, the Mustangs had 21 assists to just 10 turnovers, which is a winning formula and indicative of a team that is playing smart, cohesive basketball. Now, for Louisville, Mikel Brown Jr. continued his push to be a top 5 pick in the upcoming NBA draft with 29 points on 61% shooting, although admittedly he did have 7 turnovers and his team came up short. Only 2 other Louisville players joined Brown in double-digit scoring. Javon Hadley had 14 and Ryan Conwell with 12. Now, despite the loss, Louisville is still 7th in the ACC at 8-5. They could have moved past UNC with a win. SMU is 8th at 7-6, 1 game ahead of Cal and Florida State. And that's a good time to roll it over to Florida State, who took down Boston College. Robert McCrary scored his second most points of the season with 27, went 9 of 15 from the field, and also had 6 rebounds and 5 assists in the game. 4 members of the Florida State starting 5 were in double digits, with Alex Steen, Chauncey Wiggins, and Lajay Jones all joining the action in what ended up being an 80-72 victory over the Eagles. Thomas Basson was the only member of the starting five to miss out on scoring double digits, and he had 8, so he was 1 bucket away. A really well-rounded effort by the Seminoles. On the other side, Fred Payne led the losing effort with 22 points on 50% shooting. He had been in a mini slump entering the game, so that was good for him personally. BC shot 46% from the field and from 3, and had 17 assists to 7 turnovers. And you rarely see teams lose those types of games. However, the big asterisk here, the big separation where you divide these teams. Boston College is only 3 of 13 at the free throw line, which would be what? I don't know the answer off the top of my head, so I got to check Google. 23.1%. They shot 23.1% at the free throw line, and just taking their efficiency out of it, they only made 3 free throws. 3. Florida State was 27 of 35 at the free throw line. So they shot close to 3 times as many attempts, made 9 times as many free throws, and it's just, has anybody ever told Boston College how to defend without fouling? That's like elementary school stuff. Defend without fouling. If someone had told them that, maybe they would have won this game. BC is now only 2-11 in ACC play, tied for the worst record in the conference. Florida State is tied with Cal at 6-7, although they are only 13-13 on the year, while Cal is 18-8. And then to close it out, Miami squeaks past Virginia Tech thanks to Tre Donaldson. The Hurricanes won 67-66. Donaldson sunk a game-winning free throw, part of his 32 points in the evening. Ben Hammond missed a would-be game winner from 10 feet with 1 second left, giving another very painful loss to the Hokies. VT has now lost 3 games this season by 1 point. They also lost 1 by 3 points, and several of these losses have come on missed game winners by them or made game winners by their opponents. Amani Hansberry led their team with 16 points. Neoklis Abdallas only had 2 points, and he only took 3 shots, although he did have 8 assists, so you can't knock him for the playmaking. But when you watch them play, it just seems like they really do not know how to maximize his talents in their style of offense. Now, on the flip side, Donaldson was only one of 2 Miami players in double figures. He definitely carried his team to victory. Leading scorer Malik Renault, who averaged nearly 20 points a game, only scored 9 and only took 6 shots in this game. But Donaldson with 32 points again was just too much to overcome. I mean, Miami only made 4 threes in this game. They shot 25% from deep. It's a pretty inexcusable loss for Virginia Tech, and it's one of several that they have had this season. The win gets Miami back up to 3rd in the ACC at 10-3 and 21-5 overall. They are 2.5 games back of Duke. Meanwhile, VT is down to 6-8 in the ACC and 17-10 overall, putting them 11th in the conference ladder. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. Appreciate y'all joining us here and rocking out at ACC Uprising. One final time, make sure you hit the like button if you did enjoy. Drop your thoughts down in the comment section below and subscribe so you never miss out on daily uploads. My apologies if this wasn't as polished as it normally is. Again, I feel horrible. I'm probably going to go lie down and go to sleep after I finish getting this uploaded. But anyway, guys, appreciate y'all rocking out here, and we'll catch you in the next one.